We're here with the Wolverine.com video cast. I'm John Borton with Coach Jerry Hanlon. And Coach, we heard from Al Borges, who I know you know very well, the offensive coordinator for Michigan, this week, that when Fitzgerald Toussaint, you see him pop out and make that 10, 12, 14-yard gain, that it looks just like it's drawn up. Everything seems to be working up front. And then you have plays where it just doesn't play out that way. What we're asking you to do today is just give us an idea, first of all, to diagram a play when it really works and everybody does what they're supposed to do and it pops out of there. And then, secondly, we'll come over here and talk about, okay, what happens when that, what are the things that go wrong when it doesn't work that way?
Well, John, the biggest thing is you got to get the defense to cooperate. That's the number one thing. So when we take a look, and let's say that you're going to run the read option, or where you're going to give the ball to the sweep to the right in this fashion here. What you're trying to do is everybody is getting into what they call zone blocking. And when you zone block, then you're going to try to get to the outside of the guy that you're supposed to block, or at least and keep him contained so you can run the ball around the outside. So what everybody's trying to do here is that this man is going to try to lead this man. He's going to try to lead the outside backer. He's going to try to lead that backer. He's going to try to lead the tackle, and then they're going to try to make a cutoffs here on the backside. And then they hand the football and hand the ball here. If this guy chases, a lot of times your quarterback will keep on the read option, but otherwise you're going to try to run the read. What the problem is because of the nature, you don't know how the defense is playing. If he's playing hard into your defensive tackle or offensive tackle, he can be hooked. If he's playing tight, he can be hooked. Even if you get him hooked and he widens, you create a seam there. Same thing here. If you play like that, but the problem you get into is if you get all those people hooked, the ball can go. If the guy widens and you get these people hooked, there'll be a seam inside and you can run an off tackle hole in there. So that is basically how the play is designed to run. And if you get those blocks, you're all right. The problem that comes into here is when I lead this man out here, I create a big seam in that area so that if that guy does that, it creates a very tough block for your center to try to snap the ball and take a guy going into a void area. So those are the things that happen on occasion when you reach block in that fashion and these guys penetrate, then they get into your backfield, and as he's handing the ball off, boom, it looks like they do. Who's he going to hand it to? Which one? But the fact still, that can happen. The same thing occurs when you play into this type of a defense. Now again, if you've got the even front, if this man reaches to go to there, and he tries to hook him, and if he reaches, that man can make the play in through there. So now your sweep or outside play is pretty much negated because of the fact of the angles that you're trying to block. If you get them hooked, it's fine, and you'll create a hole someplace. The biggest problem that I see, what I always wanted to do is to secure the line of scrimmage first. In other words, if that guy is there, I want my man, instead of him going to there to make that block, I wanted him to go upfield to keep him from going to there, so now he can get control of him, then I'll come off on that guy. But I'm going to secure the line of scrimmage first, because when you do that now, if you secure the line of scrimmage and these people skate, that ball may break right there. So it gives you an opportunity to create a hole if you at least put a stopper somewhere along that line of scrimmage. So I think in zone protection, zone blocking, or lead blocking as we call it, we wanted to go through a down lineman to get to your next area. This man would go through him to hit him to get to him, so that you make sure you get the backside cut off. So that is how I think that zone blocking has changed a little bit. They want to keep reaching and then find a hole and go. I always wanted to secure the inside of the hole by making sure that you go through the first down lineman and then get to your next level, but control the line of scrimmage first. Those are, I think, some of the problems that they have when they run a zone, and when they get it hooked, boy, it's a big play. They really take it off and it goes. Now, they're also running a lot of man-on-man isolation plays, which we can talk about later on. But that, to me, is one of the problems that you have when you zone block a lot.
We'll talk about that maybe next week, but one thing that quick question I would ask you on this, if this man is coming off to secure here, how does he know the timing of when to get off that block and then move on?
As soon as he feels he's taken care of.
Okay.
In other words, he's not blocking this man. He's preventing the man from taking a bad move so that he can block him. He is not blocking. He's still going to block him, but he's going to come on an angle so that if he has to hit through him, now he can get him, then he'll come off late. Because again, I would rather block this guy late 2 or 3 yards downfield than have that guy sitting in my backfield. So I'm going to make sure I want to control the line of scrimmage first.
All right, very good. Thank you, Coach, and we'll talk to you this week on the Wolverine.com videocast.
Thank you, John.